Hello, hello. Please say hi as you jump on. Hopefully that's straight for you guys. Hey Phyllis, how are you? Welcome everyone. As you're jumping on, say hi. Let me know what's in your cup. How have you been doing? What are you up to? All those kind of great things. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jeri Mobley, also known as Shameless Stamper. You can find me at shamelessstamper.com. Well, make sure you put the www in front of it. I have no idea why, but you have to. You can also find me at Shameless Stamper here on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're watching this as a replay on YouTube, I'm of course here. And so you can find me that way. If you're watching this live, there's a little live red button up there, and that tells you you're watching live. Otherwise, you're watching this as a replay on Facebook or as a replay on YouTube. And so you can catch those there anytime. I am here live, though, on Facebook every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, and some Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Time. So I do a Tip Tuesday, which is a super quick video every Tuesday. And then every Saturday and Sunday, I've got something going on here. And then some Fridays I jump on as well. And if you'd like my actual calendar, you can get that from me too. Just text me for that, and give me your email and I'll send that to you. So, anyway, but I'm on at 2 p.m. live, and I love it when you guys join me live because I have a chance to chat with you and answer questions and things like that. So that is always wonderful. And we do everything here paper crafting. So we do cards, layouts. So if you like scrapbooking, that was my first love. So that's where I started. We also do 3D projects. I do technique videos as well as craft organizing. So I am an organized freak. And so I really, did y'all hear my husband? He just snorted at me when he heard me say that. You're so mean. People love to make fun of me for my organization. Okay, so I would love to know what's in your cup. He just brought me my tea. This is my chai rooibos herbal tea, which I love. So hope you guys are having something good in your cup. Be sure to tell me what you're having. I know some of you like to drink wine while we're sitting here doing this, so of course let me know whatever it is you have. And if you want to say what kind of cup you're having it in, that's always nice too. Anyway, so we do lots of different kinds of videos here that you can come and join and get lots of creative inspiration. At least I hope so. And so today we are doing my monthly class, which if you ever want to participate and get my kits, you can. All you need to do is contact me to get my kits. And so this is designed by me, our monthly class for the super duper cute Party Piggy stamp set. This is awesome. By the way, you can get a coordinating die set with this, which is so cool because it cuts out the little belly and of course all the things. And then you can also get the coordinating little domes and the shaker bits. Now you can also make your own shaker. You don't have to buy the domes. You can just use, the flat window sheets and our strips, and you can make your own shaker. You don't have to buy domes if you don't like that style. It is fairly thick, so if you want to send this in the mail, sometimes it's better to do the other style. This is pretty thick and probably would have to be a hand delivered or a special bubble pack type thing, but it's so cute. So I had to do one at least, right? So anyway, this is such a super cute set. If you haven't picked it up, definitely check it out. You can find it on my website at shamelessstamper.com. Click on shop and put in Party Piggy or just Piggy in the search part and it'll bring it up. So anyway, that is what we're doing today. So we have 4 cards and a scrapbook layout that we'll be doing. Sorry, I have hiccups already. So welcome everyone. I hope that you're excited to do the fun, cute little piggies. I think they turned out adorable. Welcome everybody. If I didn't get to say your name, I'm so glad you're here. I can see all of you on my chat, so thanks. Hey, Ann. So, I'm glad you guys are here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So for those of you that purchased the kit from me, it looks like this. This is how they always come. And so what you want to do if you've never done this before is flip it over. And hopefully you didn't get any of my cat hairs. And then flip it back over to pull everything out so you don't kind of lose anything or get anything out of order. It is in order already for you. So on top of this little pile is the instructions. We'll go over that in a second. And then I'm going to go over this in a minute. So I'm just going to lay these to the side. Let's move this out of the way so we can do this a little more easily. All right, so I'm going to move all these. All right, so in here are the instructions. I'm not going to show all these, but I will show you that this PDF, you do get emailed to you as well if you do my classes, so you can print it out yourself. But it also comes with all of, each card has its recipe card, basically. You can kind of see that there. So there's a recipe card for each card, and then the front page has all of the products I use to make the kits, including what inks and blends you need if you want to do the projects. So all that is in there so that you can make more of the same card if you ever want to. Okay, so in your packet of stuff, you have an extra piece of white. This is going to be important, so keep this nearby for a couple of different reasons. We're definitely going to make use of this today. I usually put that in almost all of my kits, so sometimes you don't end up using it, and that just leaves you some extra white. Then we also have this little packet of the shaker bits, so you're also going to want to keep that handy, and the little shaker dome, so I'm going to put those over there. And then in here we also have a pack of little bits. Now this particular card kit didn't have a ton of little bits, but we do have, and you guys are going to have, if you purchased the layout, you're going to use all of these. If you didn't, you're going to have some left over, which is fine. That'll be nice for those of you that didn't. This is basically 10 of each of the colors from the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems, foil gems, and they are so gorgeous. And so you have Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink, and then Clear, which they all have gold glitter in them, and they're super cute. And then we have some little bits, which I usually like to put all my little bits. There's not a ton. We've just got 3 flags and a hat in this little thing so that I don't lose any of my pieces. Just some kind of tray or whatever. Some kits have more parts to them, but this one didn't have a ton of those. And then these are the 4 card kits already in order. So I'm just going to set this aside. And I do have all of my stamps. We are going to be using all of the stamps for these kits. So I do have all of my stamps already on blocks, and you can of course do them as we go if you want to. I go ahead and put them all on blocks just so they're ready to go. If I go too fast for you, the great thing is this is recorded, so you can always go back and watch the recording, or you can just watch it through the first time just to see what I'm doing, and then you can go back and do it with the replay and be able to hit pause whenever you need to. And so whichever way you like to do it is fine with me. I'm one of those people that likes to watch it the first time through and then do it just to make sure I know what I'm doing and I don't get ahead of myself. But if you like to do it along with me, that's fine too. So anyway, all of these stamps are going to be used on today's cards rather. So we're going to get started with the first one. The first one is this cute little guy that's using the 5 new in colors. Plus, the only other 2 colors that I use throughout this is the Pretty in Pink and Shy Shamrock, which are some of our in colors from last year. So we have pretty much all in colors. There is one other color that got used in this. I guess technically if you count gray, 2 other colors. So, because we have a little bit of Lost Lagoon here and a little bit of gray here. But other than that, this is pretty much an in color kit, which is kind of funny. Just the way it worked out. So I'm going to pull everything out of here. We are going to stamp on our envelope. We are going to stamp on this piece here. Technically, we're going to stamp on our card base, but I'm not going to do that until we get to that part. I'm also going to show you an option that you can do, and so we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to set these pieces plus this pink piece to the side. We've got these 2 pieces, and we're going to need one of our flags. So those are all the pieces that we're going to stamp on for the moment. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat, and we're going to pop these up here. Let's go ahead and get our flag out of the way. Now, for your envelope, I went ahead and did the Piggy. I did not do a flag only because it was going to kind of get in the way of my my address area because this is fairly big. However, you can do a flag there if you want to. It is completely up to you. So I just did a Piggy. So we'll do that here in a second so you can see what I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our flag first. And we're going to be using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. If you guys haven't seen my video, I'm going to go ahead and keep working with my new stamp pad that I used, which is a brand new white blank ink pad that I added my Memento Black ink to. And I'm just kind of in that phase where I'm trying to see if I like it better or not. There have been moments where I've tried certain stamps that I'm like, I think I like the other one better. So, and it's usually sentiment stamps. There are certain sentiments, and I don't know if it's the font or the way it comes together, I have no idea, that I end up liking this better. But you kind of play with it and see what you like, right? So you can do either one. All right, so this is our Memento Tuxedo Black ink that we're using right now, and I'm going to do the flag first. So let me grab that. Just remember, don't tap too hard on this because it is sponge. This one's felt. You can on this one, but on this one you want to do a light tap. Hopefully I got that lined up. Pretty good. Okay, if for any reason you don't get these lined up, you do have this extra piece of white that you can stamp on and just cut it out, fussy cut, or use your dies if you have the dies yourself. If you make a mistake on one of these. So we'll set that aside. Now we're going to do our Piggy. And with our Piggy, if you would like to do this in something other than black, I would recommend the Strawberry Slush. However, I'm going to do it in black. I like it. It worked out for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to start with the body here. And I'm going to add, oops, hold on. I'm going to add a piece of, do I want to do that? No, I think I'm going to start with the head, actually. Let me start with the head. We're going to start with the pig head. Okay. He's kind of like a bobblehead. You can turn him however you want. So that's kind of fun. So I'm going to start with the head here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this piece. Just like that. Okay, so there's the head. And then we'll come back and do the body. And so for the body, you just want to make sure that these little arm pieces at the top touch the face. You don't want to overlap too much, but however, whatever position you want to do it in is up to you. Just make sure that they touch the face. Okay, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing here on our envelope. And you can see I could have gone up a little higher if I want to. It's up to you. You could do the whole pig if you want to move him up a little bit higher. Okay, so he's super cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's funny is I'm not like some like over the top piggy person, but I really love these little piggies. They're so cute. Okay. So I wish there was a sentiment in here that had like this little piggy went to the market, this little piggy or something like that. I thought that would have been so cute, but they didn't do that. So they don't ask me, you know. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and do some coloring. So before I color on my envelope, I want to add a piece of cardstock in here. I use this over and over again. It's just an inexpensive piece of cardstock, or you could always use one of the spare pieces that I send you. But definitely have something on your desk, and I just write 4 envelopes on it, so remember that's what it's for, and it's always on my desk ready to pop in an envelope, so when I color on this, it's not going to bleed through to the back of the envelope. Okay, so we're going to color our little piggy here, and I'm going to start with the, I haven't labeled these yet. These are brand new, so I haven't labeled them yet, so I apologize for that, but these are the Strawberry Slush dark and light blends. I have been so busy, you guys have not had time to catch up on this kind of thing. So the thing about this is you've got, let me grab a scratch piece here. Okay, so here's something from my scraps. So I have, for those of you that don't know, like I said, I'm very organized, but I have a scrap bin beside me, and it is not my keep scraps. This is my, I'm getting rid of these scraps, but it's like for recycling. So I have my trash right next to me and a scrap bin, and all of my paper scraps, whether they're designer series paper, cardstock, whatever, go in, as long as they don't have anything else stuck to them, they go in that. And so whenever I need to test something, I just grab a white scrap out and use it. So we have the light that looks like this and the dark that looks like this. So you guys can choose if you want to do a solid color for the darker areas, go for it. I'm going to tell you right now, when I made this card, I cheated because we didn't have these yet. And so I actually used the water-based marker. So if you have those, you could also do it with that. However, it's not going to be quite as pretty as using the blends. The blends always come out nicer. So I prefer to use blends when I'm coloring something, unless it's an uber small area. So you can use just one of these colors, or you can blend. You can also, you know, do your shading, that kind of thing. It's up to you. So I'm going to show you shading on this guy, and then I'm going to do a solid color over here just so you guys can see both, but you can choose whichever way you want. So for shading, I'm going to decide where my sun is, which is usually for me, it's the top right. So I go left and bottom side of whatever I'm doing, or anything that's under something. So I'm going to kind of do that with all of my little spots. I'm also going to do inside the ear a little bit and his hooves. Okay. And then I'll come back in, and I think I used the wrong one. Did I use the wrong one? No, I used the right one. Okay. I was like, oh no, I used the wrong one. And then I'm going to come back in with a little light and blend all of that in. But you could just use one of these colors and just do it solid. It doesn't have to be blended. It is not necessary. I'm just showing you if you want that extra added touch, you can do that. Okay, so there's, oh, and don't forget your little spots down here. So you have a little spot right here. The little one is solid, but this one right here you can also color in. And so I did that with that color as well. Okay, so there's that. And then for the for this one, we're going to do just the solid color. So I'm just going to do, just so you can see both. So I'm just going to do the light, I think, on this one. And like I said, you can, you know, you can color these however you want, guys. It is your card. Okay. So there's the difference between those two. And of course, the paper that the envelope is a little bit different. So it is going to come out just a smidgen different from this anyway. All right, then let's move on to the Pretty in Pink. So I'm going to grab my Pretty in Pink. This is dark and light as well. Again, this is an in color, and I have yet to label these, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to start with dark Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to go under the face, because there's always going to be shadow under things like that. And then I'll go to the left and the bottom side of the face with the dark. And under his ear, at the bottom of the ear, that kind of thing. We're going to go to the arm, the left side of the body, under this arm, and a little bit down here. Okay. And then you can also do, like, if you want to do like right under his mouth, that kind of thing, or his little chin, that works too. Then I'll come back in with the light, and I'm going to blend all of that in. So make sure you go back over the dark areas, the dark pink, when you're doing this. And I'm just going to blend all of this in. The more saturated you do it, the better it's going to look in the end. So don't be shy. So you can see I'm definitely making sure everything is well saturated, going over it multiple times is not going to hurt it because it is not water-based. And that helps with the blending too. It'll look better when it dries. It does smooth out as it dries. Okay, so there is our Piggy in our envelope done. Again, if you want to add the flag to that, you certainly can. I'm not going to. Okay, just gets in the way of the the address part. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go ahead and take my dark and add my shading. Into the face, bottom of the arm, left side of the body, bottom of the arm, and a little bit down on that side. Okay, so there's that, and then we'll come back through and do all of our blending. I think I have used so much of this pink for so many different things. I'm already getting to a point where I'm going to need to buy some more. I've used this color so much, which is weird because I don't usually use a ton of pink. It's a really pretty pink though. And I've used it for coloring a lot. Of course, I've had it now for a year, but might be time to get another one. I think it's getting low. All right. There's our Piggy. Done. Okay. We're also going to color our flags. Now, you can color your flags however you want. I did not include these colors on the list, but you can use your water base if you want to, or you can use any of the colors that you have. I'm going to go ahead and use the tiger. And the cloud cover, which are two of the new colors. Like I did on this one. Excuse me. But it's up to you what colors you use, okay? You could use yellow, it's up to you. So, I'm going to go ahead and use these two colors. So for this one, I did the Timid Tiger Dark for my left and right in the background, or sorry, left and right, left and bottom, any kind of shadowing, that type of thing. And then the light color over the top of that. And then for the cloud cover, same thing. We're going to take the dark left and bottom of this, and then I'm going to do that whole back flag in the dark and this front flag, oops, in the light. Okay. All right. And you can add more layers if you want more shadowing. It's up to you, but that's just a tiny little bit with those. So I didn't really add it because you guys can pick your colors for that. You can use any of the colors that we're using on this card. Okay, so there's our flag. All right, so let's go ahead and put this together. So we're going to start, I'm going to move the Piggy actually out of the way here. We're going to start by adding this to our card base. And this is where you can make a decision. So I am going to, you've seen this one. This is the simple version. I'm also going to show you how to do the little bit stepped up version. So we're going to go ahead and fold our card base. And then we have our strips. Now our strips, we want them to, we're going to start with the, I'm doing mine in rainbow order. If y'all want to do it a different way, of course you can. Okay. So I'm doing them in this order. And I'm going to basically start with this about an inch approximately below the top. and then coming down. So I'm going to just kind of go ahead and lay my strips on here because I want to make sure they're in a good place. And so I just like to go ahead and lay them on because I want to make sure that this bottom one isn't going off the bottom of my card. So I want it to be, you know, 1/4 to even up to 1/2 inch up from the bottom, somewhere in that area. Because once you put on this piece here, you want to make sure that these stripes are going through the center part of the pink either way, right? So I'm going to do it about there. It's just a nice gradual slope. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one to start off with. Now you can use your white glue, you can use your dry glue. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this glue. And I'm just going to make a really, really thin line. You notice I'm not going all the way to the end because I know that the ends are going to hang off. And I'm going to start this with that piece. Okay, now I can move these pieces off if I want to. If I want to keep doing green glue, I can totally do that. Or I can add my dry form of glue. And you can see I did this. Can you guys see that? I'm hoping. I'm doing it a little bit away so that when I put this piece on, I have enough to grab the next color as well. So I only need this one strip of glue. Can y'all, I hope you can see that. I'm trying to get it. Hopefully you guys caught a glimpse of that. I am feeling better. Thank you. Yes. For those of you that saw my message on Facebook the other day, yes, I totally missed doing my videos my video this Tuesday in particular because I have fibromyalgia, a really severe case, and I do take meds for that. And they're neuro pain meds, and those meds come from the VA because I'm a veteran, disabled veteran, and so they come from the VA, but they got stuck in the mail. So I was without them for 2 days, about 48 hours, and it was not pleasant. I will say though, since I started eating the way that we eat now, which is basically carnivore, my body handled it way better than it has in the past when things like this have happened. I was not in as much pain, but it is pretty miserable. So, yeah. So thank you for those of you that prayed for me. I appreciate it. I do believe in the power of prayer. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm basically going to put it just a little bit out so it'll have the ability to catch both of these pieces. And we'll just pop these on here. Okay, then once you have that done, you're going to flip this over. As you can see, we've got some sticking out. So we're just going to trim that. So you want to use your snips. You want to use the kind of scissors that are good for fussy cutting so that it gets right up to the edge. And I'm just going to use my card as a guide for my blade and just go right up against it and trim that off. And the same thing over here. And now I have confetti everywhere. So now we have all of our little pieces. And they like to stick to silicone. Okay. I'll just throw these in my recycling bin. Okay. So there we go. All right. So now the next step, if you want to make this a little bit something more, which is up to you. You can just leave it just like this if you want to. If you're like me and you like to do kind of an extra step, one of the things that you can do, and if you guys saw my watermark video that I did the other day, this is one of those kind of things. And yes, you're going to need an extra stamp pad for this. So there is the Versamark ink that I would use for this step if you want to do it. And so I just kind of want to show you guys, for those of you that are a little more adventurous, you can use paper like this and just put it right up against it. Or you can use our masking paper, which, whoops, wrong thing. I grabbed our watercolor paper. That's not what I want. You can use our masking paper, which looks like this. And I always have a ton of this around because I love it. And honestly, you can just cut a strip and lay it across here if you want to do that. Or the final thing you can do is use a product that isn't actually not ours, but I do like for this kind of straight edge type thing, and that is the Post-it labeling and cover-up tape. This is essentially a masking tape as well. And when I say masking tape, I don't mean the masking tape that we think of like old-fashioned masking tape. I mean, this is a paper specific style tape. And so it is made for this. It is removable. And so you can take a strip like this, make sure that's long enough, and add this on here right up against this piece like that. All right. In fact, you can use this paper and shove that under there, and that way you make sure you don't even get the corner, right? So it's up to you. You can do any style you want, but I'm just going to show you guys this because it's fast and it's accurate. So I don't have to worry about my paper moving. That's the one thing I don't like about just regular paper, is that with this, I know that my paper isn't going to move. Even if I need to add paper, it's still going to be stuck there. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to watch live and forever, but now I can't. Daughter needs, oh no. Okay. Well, we'll miss you, Jennifer. I'm glad you tried. Okay, so I have my two pieces like this, right? And I've got my strip only showing. So in this case, the reason we're doing it like this is because, you know, we don't have the strips together to do it this way before we stick them on the card. You could do it that way on a separate piece of paper, cut that off, and then add the whole thing. But this is just as easy. So I'm going to do it like this. So again, this is not in this card originally. So if you don't want to do it like this. This is the simpler version. I'm just going to show the next step up. So the next step up includes your Versamark ink. And we're going to take, let me move this out of the way. We're going to take our Versamark ink, and I'm going to use the confetti stamp from this set, and I'm going to ink that up in my Versamark ink. Now this ink is not like a regular ink. It's almost like a glue. So it's sticky. It does take some time to dry, so be aware of that. You're going to have to let it dry. I'm going to start toward the center, and I am going to, hold on. It's very sticky, so it's hard to ink it up without making a bunch of noise. And then I'm just going to slowly add, and you can rotate these in different directions. I'm just going to add my confetti. And I like to start at the center because then I can work out from there and not lose any spots, right? So I want to try to get everything. As you get towards the sides, it's easier because it spans that whole distance. And last one, I think. Yep, that's good. And you can see now I've got confetti. So either plain or confetti, it's cute either way. You're going to want to clean this off also, so don't forget that. And then we can just remove. Remember, this is still wet, so don't smudge it. I'm touching it with my nail, so it tries, I'm trying not to smudge it. And then you can reuse these strips and these papers if you want to for something else later on down the road. So a lot of times we'll just keep these off to the side and then reuse them. Okay, so that's the difference between those two. All right, so which one do you guys like? Tell me which one you plan to do. I'd love to know. All right, so we're going to, the last thing we need to do on this one, is we're going to grab our Stampin' Pierce mat again, because we do need to stamp one more thing on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pink piece and I'm going to lay it where I want my pink piece to be when the card's done. So it's going to be about here. Doesn't have to be exact. You can bring it over a little bit further. It's up to you. So it's going to be something like that. And then I'm going to take my Memento black ink again. And there's something on that. Where did I put it? Let's Party. We're going to use the Let's Party sentiment. It's nice and short and it works really well for this card. And it's cute, right? And we're going to add it right above our stripes. Just like that. Easy peasy. All right, now I'm going to take this piece. We're done with our mat. And I'm going to add this. You like the confetti? Is Linda the only one that's going to tell me which way they're going to go? You guys, come on. Are you going to do the confetti or the plain? Y'all let me know. And if you missed the previous video I did on using your watermark ink pad, definitely check it out because it's super fun. It was a technique video I did very recently, so you can check that out. Now you can do your pig at a cockeyed angle if you want, or you can do it straight. I like it straight. I think it looks really cute with the angled piece. So I'm going to add dimensionals to this. So if you're like me and you're dimensional happy, you might want to add even more than this. It's up to you. You could do, you know, as many as you want. I'm just going to do 5, which is probably less than I normally do, but I think it works just fine. Yeah, definitely horizontal, but are you going to do confetti or not confetti? That's the question. To be or not to be? You did it, Lori. Okay, Lori did it. All right, so we're going to add our little piggy down here. And no, he is not centered. So I am kind of making it about the same distance from here as it is here, approximately, but whatever looks right to you is fine. Okay, and then we're going to take our little flags. There they are. I was like, where'd they go? So we have our little flags, and our little flags are going to go in his hand. So they're going to go off the pink piece a little bit, which means they're hanging out over here. So right over here, I want to add a dimensional. I'm going to do it as far to the side as I possibly can. And then I'm going to add some seal or some green glue. In this case, I'm just going to use a little bit of green glue right there to the bottom area where it's going to be in touch with the this piece right here. And then I'm going to bring this up over here just like that. Whoops, squeeze that out a little bit. Okay. So cute, right? Okay, and then, and I got glue on my glass mat. Y'all know I hate that. It's just like sticky. It drives me crazy. Okay. Then we're going to add our light pink. So this is the Pretty in Pink dots to this card. We are adding the, we're adding 5. So we're going to do a large one down here and a small one. And then we have another large one, small, and another small up here. Okay, so 5 of those. All right. So there is the first card and envelope done. So cute, right? All right. Okay, number 2 is this cute guy right here. So we have got our second card in our stack. We're going to, of course, stamp on our envelope. We're going to stamp again on the square that we did before, basically exactly the same. We are also going to stamp on our sentiment piece, and you're also going to need the 2 white pieces that are in here. One is smaller than the other. You need the big one. Okay, the rest of this we're going to set off to the side. Now you can also stamp on your insert. I did not on this one, but you totally can. So if you want me to show you that, I totally can too. So you can use this other one, but I'm going to wait on that for just a second. Actually, okay. So here's another thing. If you want to stamp on your envelope, like we're going to do the background of this, you can, or you can do, again, the little piggy. I think he's so cute. I can't help myself. So I end up putting him on there. but you could do either. It is fine. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do these two pieces. So the main piece is the big of the two white pieces. And I'm going to put it down some scrap paper on my Stampin' Pierce mat. And we are going to stamp this with Pretty in Pink. You like this one more? Is that what you're saying, Martha, than the first one? I'm so glad some of you are going to try the confetti. I think it's super cute. Okay, so we're going to do the confetti on this one. And so if you haven't cleaned off your stamp, you're going to want to do that. So let me do that really quickly. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Mist and my microfiber cloth, and I'm just going to clean off my previous ink. It is sticky, so it takes a little bit of something. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with this piece that we basically did before, but with pink. And I'm going to start in the center again, as I did before, and then I'll work out from there. So, what is going on with that? Huh, that was weird. I got like a little dark spot in there. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to go across, flipping this back and forth, and then I'll kind of move up to the next level. And you'll notice that because I do it at an angle, sometimes I have to come back in here and add a little something in a corner. That's fine. You could do it straight. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to get everything full of confetti. And a lot of this is going to get covered up, so it's, you know, doesn't have to be perfect. But we want it to be cute. Okay, so all that confetti. Now, with this piece here, if you want to do your insert, what would be super cute is to just take it down the side, one of the long sides. Just go down the side. I flip it. I think I'm going to do it like that again, actually. Just like that. So down one side, super cute. All right. So we'll go ahead and clean that off. So that's the confetti. Then we're going to take our black Memento ink again. And we're going to do our Piggy like we did before. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. The sneezing. Okay. Woo. All right. So now I'm going to stamp on my envelope, making sure it's going the right direction with the face. And I'll also do this little guy. So again, I'm going to show you, if I bring this up a little bit further, we can get more of the body on here. So I'm going to show you that real quick. This piece though, you want to stay, you don't want to get too much room in there. Okay. And then we're going to do the body. Just like that. And the body on this one. So one of the things I like about using these squares for this is that even though you don't get the whole body, you get the idea, right? And so it's so cute. So it kind of brings the image down a little bit. So it's not like the whole card, but you still get the same concept. And then we're going to grab our little hat also, and we're going to stamp that on here. So I'm just going to try to put it kind of in the crook of the ear here. It works out pretty well. My other one was better, but that's okay. And then we're also going to grab our hat from our little bits, and we're going to stamp on that too with the hat. Not too bad. Okay. So we've got all that done. Now we're also going to stamp, before we color these, we're going to stamp on our sentiment. And for this one, we're doing the happy birthday to you. Now, I cut my happy birthday. So you'll notice I have happy birthday here by itself, and then I have the to you. But I'm going to actually, once you've cut them in half, you can always put them back together on a block like this. Just slide them back in where they go. Just like that. Okay. And then I can take off that to you if I need to for later. So for this, I want to bring it as far to the left as I can because I am going to cut this off. I love this font, by the way. Oh, thanks, guys. This font is so cute. Oh, I got a little boo-boo there. I think it is absolutely adorable. I hope they use it more because it is really cute. All right. So there's our happy birthday to you. We're going to cut that in a minute. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you guys. If you guys have ever, you get like a little, see that little dot? I don't know if you can see it on screen. Maybe now you can. Can you see that little dot? It bugs me. If it doesn't bug you, leave it. But if it bugs you and you're one of those people, if it's, as long as it's not something that is like you stamped it down, this is really hard to do with that. But if it's just like a little flyaway that ends up getting on something, or your finger smudges, sorry for the hiccup, your finger smudges something, you can sometimes come in with this mono sand eraser, and this one is one of the two ends. It's got the sand on one and the rubber eraser on the other side, so I use it all the time because I'm always using one or the other. But the sand side is rougher, and it will actually you know, gently take off some of the upper layers of the paper. And so when you have a little boo-boo like this, sometimes you can at least get rid of a good portion of it. Yeah, I think I got more ink on there than I thought. Yeah, it got rid of a lot of it though. It's a lot better than it was. So anyway, if something like that bugs you, the lighter the color, the easier it is. The darker colors are even harder. So black is definitely harder, but I do that all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to grab my trimmer. I'm going to pop this in here and I'm just going to trim it down so that there's just a little bit showing. So for me, this is going to be at about approximately 2 1/8, maybe just a shade more. And then you can use this on something else if you want, as like a little accent piece. Okay, so that is our sentiment. We'll set that aside and we're going to color these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 4 envelopes piece. And this is the same as before, so I don't feel like I have to go through all the instructions with you, but I am going to talk about the little hat. So for the hat, I used the Shy Shamrock Dark and Light Stampin' Blends. And so I'm going to take the Shy Shamrock Dark, and I'm going to go through and do every other line. And I will tell you, I have a tip for this one. So, and you can do whichever, every other one, whether you do 2 or 3, it's up to you. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, then I'm going to do the light. Now, these colors are not terribly different, and I wanted there to be a little more contrast. So I'm doing the light. There is a contrast, but it's not a huge contrast. I want it to be bigger. So I'm going to go back to my dark, and I'm going to go over the dark ones again, and it'll make it a little bit darker even than it was before. See that? And it creates a little extra contrast between the two colors, just by adding another layer of the dark on the dark. I'm not going to add any extra to the light. I want there to be that contrast. So I just added a little extra. So that's a little tip from me to you. You can do that with any of the colors. And you can even shade, like I can shade with, I can color everything with this color and then come back and do shading with it, rather than the two. So you have lots of variety with just these two markers. You can get a lot of different shades actually of this color, which is really nice. So we always think about it as just the two shades, but it's really more. Okay, so back to our Piggy. We're going to do him the same as we did before. So I will kind of course, explain again, but this time I'm just going to do straight up. I'm not going to do any shading with the strawberry slush. I'm just going to take the light strawberry slush and I'm going to color all of my spots and my nose and my inner ear and then my hooves. So you see the spots here. That one was kind of dark, huh? And you've got another spot there. And then that is not a hoof, right? No, that's his leg. Okay, so I don't have a hoof down here. If you do, of course, you can color that in. But if you get the whole Piggy on there. Isn't he the cutest little Piggy? He's so cute. All right. So that's that. Now, if you want to, you can come back in with the light again, and you can do just some mild shading. But again, it's not entirely necessary to do any shading with these tiny little spots. It's really not a big deal. So I don't really mess with it. On the bigger areas, I prefer to do shading, but little areas don't really bug me. Okay, so I'm going to use my Pretty in Pink now. I'm going to start with the dark and do my shading. So bottom of the ear, under the ear, down this side of the face, and bottom of the face, his little chin, under his face, and then the bottom of the arms and left side of the body. And I do a little bit down that. All right, and then we'll do the light and blend all that in. So, how have you guys been? Hope you guys have been doing well. So I'm not going to be here next weekend. You guys know that probably. I'm going to be doing my family reunion. So no videos next weekend. So it's a great time to catch up on things that you've missed, or go back and watch an old video that you didn't see before you started watching me, those kind of things. But I am excited. We're going to Branson. I've lived in Oklahoma for, gosh, 26, how long have I been married? Since 98. So, however long that is, 27, no, yeah, it'll be 27 years this December. No, well, yeah. So anyway, I have never been to Branson in all that time, which is crazy because you would think everybody that lives here has been to Branson, and I haven't. For years and years, I thought we'd take our kids because it's, you know, family friendly and all the things, and we just never did. We did other things, and so anyway, family reunion is finally going to be there, which is going to be really fun, so we're super excited. So it should be a lot of fun. How many of you have been to Branson? Let me know. And if you have, what did you do when you were there? We actually, our condo is on a lake. The lake, whatever, I can't think of what the name of that lake is. is tabletop right? Why does it sound right? I don't know. I could be crazy. Whatever that lake is that's there by Branson. So we're gonna be on the lake. We're gonna be, you know, doing shows and things like that too. But you know, mostly just spending time together. But we're super excited. All right, almost done with this. When you were really young, be prepared to walk up hills. Well, we won't be doing a ton of walking, but yeah, I mean, we're going to have our cars with us, of course, but we're going to be on the lake, and then we've got a couple of shows we're going to. So I'm not really sure if we'll do anything else. I think there was some sort of museum there that my dad wanted to visit, like a butterfly museum. Am I thinking about that right? So we might do that, but yeah, we're not really going for the shows. We're going more for the being together, but so we're spending time on the lake mostly, but the condos are on the lake, but we are going to go to some shows. I think we're going to a musical group, and then we're going to something biblical. I think it's my mom set it up. I think it's a story about David, maybe? Trying to remember. Wow, it's been a while since I thought about it, since we set it up. Okay, so there is our coloring done. Now let's go ahead and put this card together. So I'm going to move my envelope out of the way here. We've of course got this, which we're going to layer up. Try to see Shepherd. Is that the David story? I think it's about David. I can't remember. I can't remember what the show is that she signed us up for. And then some musical group that my parents wanted to see. I know we're going to see one of their things too. So we're going to go ahead and fold our card base. Oh, and left. I didn't see that. Sorry, I missed you leaving, Anne. Is Shepherd Hills a place? Or is that a show? Shepherd of the Hills. I don't know what that means. You're going to have to be more specific for me. Oh, we also need to cut this. I'm sorry, I forgot. So this little strip of strawberry slush, we're going to pin it this. And so what you want to do, if you have a punch that you'd rather do this with, of course you can do that. Or you can do the quick and easy route that I like to go. So just go up the center with your scissors, and then go from corner to the top of that cut, and then from this corner to the top of that cut. And usually that's pretty even. It's close enough, at least for the naked eye, that it works out. So there's our pennant. Okay, so we have two pieces. So I added this piece on. You guys saw me do that. Let's go ahead and add our insert just to get it out of the way. It's a show. Is it, like I said, is it the one about David? I swear that's the show that we're going to see. It's something about David. Okay, so then we have our two pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to add this one up here at an angle. I want it to be fairly close to the top and the side of the card, but not all the way. You see that? And then just do it at an angle. So I'm going to add that piece on first. This is from our, what is it called? On the Go paper, I think. Hold on, let me double check. I've got it right here. Yeah, On the Go. These designer series papers are all from that. I thought they were really cute with this. So, and then we're going to take this one and just add that one lower. So we want it to come almost to the bottom of the white here. And then angled at the opposite. Oops, I just ran out. So I'm going to make sure I clean out any of the glue boogies that are in this when I change this out. Let me grab a new one. I just got like 5 of these in a box that came in the other day. Oh, did you hear me, Jill? You just asked what paper is that paper from? What paper pack it's from the On the Go. It'll be in your PDF if you bought this from me too. And you guys can always buy the PDF from me after the fact too if you didn't purchase the kit. So that you have all of the measurements and all that if you want to make these yourself. Okay. I always have PDFs available after the fact. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add this piece on, like I said, just a little bit above the bottom of this white piece. Okay, at the opposite angle. All right, so we have our little piggy. He's going to go here. I'm not laying him down yet. And we have our sentiment, which is going to go here. But we need to add this piece. So I like to kind of figure out where my piggy's going to be before I try to add this on. So I'm going to add this piece on. I do want to make sure to get adhesive all the way to the edge and then over here. And I'm just going to kind of do one of these numbers. And then I move the pig. I know that's weird, but it works for me. All right, so we're going to add that on. And then for our pig, we're going to put this on dimensionals again. Wild West Outdoor Show, an action-packed mix of stunts, roping, comedy, and family fun at Shepherd of the Hills. Oh, okay, so it's like a Western. Gotcha. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't know if we'll have time for it, but we'll see. Like, apparently most of the shows, it's this weekend, so apparently we did our other stuff. We, like, reserved it a long time ago, because apparently they're usually full. So we'll have to see if there's anything like that available now that it's already, you know, time's kind of passed, but it's probably not going to be the first time we go, so we could go again. Okay, so, and then I'm going to add dimensionals to this piece as well. And we're going to pop this up here. To the edge of the white piece. So you notice that this piece I went all the way to the edge of the card, but this one I did to the edge of the white. You could do this one to the edge of the card if you prefer. It's up to you. Okay? All right, and then his little hat, we're going to add that on. So I'm just going to add some adhesive here. And we're just going to pop that on his little head. So cute. All right, and then, and of course our insert, whether you did that to the inside or not is up to you, but we're going to grab the darker embellishments this time. So this is the strawberry embellishments. And we're going to add 3. So we've got one large one up here, another large one down here, and a small. Just like that. Okay, and that one is done. Isn't that cute? Gosh, I love this piggy so much. Okay. Oh, by the way, I haven't shown you guys this yet, but I did this recently, and I meant to show you, but for all of these little piggies, I'm not going to do it on all of them. I'm just going to do it on one, but I'll show you. If you have, and if you don't and you want to purchase one, you can get one from me because I do sell them. I buy them in bulk and pass it on to you guys, but where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Nope. Where are you? There he is. The Sakura, oops, sorry, here. The Sakura glaze pens, these are awesome. So these leave a wet look. And so this glaze pen is black. And so what you want to do, if you have one of these or if you want one, you can always get one from me. If you just want to get it from Amazon, I can send you the link. And I just go over the eyes of my little character, and it just makes them look more real, and it's super duper cute. So you can do that with all of your any type of cute figure that you ever use, you can do this too. So that's super fun. Just make sure you set it off to the side and let it dry because it is going to be wet for a little while. So just give it time to dry. And you can also go over it a second time, which I tend to do with the bigger ones in particular. If they're really teeny tiny eyes, I don't usually, but the bigger ones like that one, I usually go over twice. Okay. Number 3 is this little guy. I've got hiccups so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the envelope that we're going to stamp on, this white piece here in the front, and our sentiment strip. So grab all of those. Also, we're going to need a flag from our little bits for this one as well. Okay, so let's start with our Piggy. And I'm not going to do the envelope again because you guys have already seen it multiple times, and it's the same. So we're going to do the same type of envelope, which I will not color this time. I'm going to stamp it, but I won't color. And then we're going to stamp on this. So for this, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to actually do the face first on this one. Now, you can choose what angle you want this to be at. I tried for this one, I kind of liked him like he was on point. So he's kind of at this angle where his bottom foot is at the bottom of the page. So I will just start up here at the top with his little face, however you want to do it. So there he is at kind of an angle. I'm going to grab my envelope and add that on real quick. All right. Then for his body, for my card here, like I said, it doesn't really matter which angle his head's at, to be honest, but I'm just going to be thinking about that foot because it is going to be the bottom. So I kind of want to think about where I want it to be. So I think I want him like this. All right, we'll set that aside for a second. I'm going to go ahead and add my body to my envelope. Easy peasy. Like I said, I'm not going to color this one because you guys have seen that a couple of times, but I have to color the one for the card. So you will see that again. Okay, also we're going to do our leaf. Our leaf? I said leaf. Flag. This is a flag. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure this is a flag. I don't know why I said leaf. Whatever. Apparently I need some caffeine. No. Okay, so there's our flag. We're going to color that too in a minute. Now I'm going to grab the strawberry slush ink. And I'm going to stamp the I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Bye, Marcia. Everybody's busy today. Okay. Ta-da! So cute. All right. I am so proud of you. I love punny sentiments. How many of you love punny sentiments? Or do you just tolerate them? That's the question. Okay, so for this one, I am going to color him the same. So we do need this. And then the flags, I colored with these two colors because I wanted to stick with the pinks for this one. So I am going to use the dark strawberry slush, and I'm just going to go down the side here and anything that's going to be in shade. And then I'll do the light. And then for the petal pink. This is Pretty in Pink, not petal pink. I ended up just doing this back flag in the dark and the front flag in the light. All right, so there's my flags done. Now let's go ahead and do our little Piggy here. So did I grab the right one? Oh, this is the dark. Okay, so I'm going to put that one away, actually. We're going to just use the light, and I'm going to do all of his spots I'm definitely running out of ink with my light. I've used it way too much. I wish I had realized that, and I could have bought another one for this video. So I'm sorry that that one's not particularly inky. Okay, so there's all of that. Then we're going to come in and do our shadows. Oops, wrong side. With our dark. So I'll just do my shadows under the ear. This one's doing fine, but the light one I've used a lot. Between the pigs and, oh my gosh, I've used it for so many things. It's such a great pink. So we had my son, for those of you that know, my son graduated from college in May with his double degree with a minor. So he has a degree in aerospace engineering, a degree in mechanical engineering, and a minor in math. I'm going to actually do probably these legs. They're so short, I'm just going to color them in with the dark because they're going to be in shadow. And then I'll come back through with the light and blend all that in. And then, what's today? Today's Saturday. So Thursday. Thursday we had a graduation party for him, for all of our friends and family, and that weren't, especially the ones that weren't able to come to a lot of them weren't able to come to the actual graduation because it was all the way up in Stillwater, so, which is like an hour and a half away. So, you know, that's not an easy drive per se for everyone. So we thought, oh, we'll just have a graduation party. And we just ate out over at Olive Garden and just had time together. It was really nice. So anyway, I posted a picture of, they gave him a free dessert for graduating. It was so cute. So I posted a picture of that. But we had a lot of fun. It was great. He's already been on several interviews. Well, several. He's been on a few. So we're hoping he'll get some job offers soon. He's also looking at the Air Force, being an officer. So there's a couple different avenues he's looking at. Not sure yet which way he's going to go. So, like I said, if this was a little bit more saturated, it'll blend in more the more saturated it is. Mine's really, really running out of ink. So, you can see my original blends really nicely. I had more ink back then. Anyway, okay, so once that's done, we're actually going to fussy cut this out. Yes, there are dies to cut these out. So, if you're asking, why didn't you use the dies? Well, because the dies cut these pieces out separately, and I actually wanted it to be one whole Piggy. So if you wanted to do it the other way, of course you can take a piece like this and you can do them separately and cut it out and do that. I did give you a big enough piece that you should be able to do that, but I wanted to make it just one image for this. And it's a really easy fussy cut, so it shouldn't be too hard for you guys. So it doesn't have like a whole bunch of difficult areas. So we're just gonna fussy cut this out real quick. But if you do want to cut it out as with your dies, you have to do them separate, apart from each other. You can't put them close like this, because it will, the body piece will cut into your face, which would be bad. Unless you want to do like a partial die cut and then come back in and just finish it up. You could also do that. But you can see it's a pretty easy fussy cut. If my hands can do it, I think all of yours can too, because my hands are not always feeling too great. All right. So we'll just cut this out real quick. I always cut away extra paper because it gets in the way when you're fussy cutting. The hardest part is this little tail, and you just decide how much you want to cut. So I just kind of went around this little curly Q, and then that was it. I didn't go down any further than that. But you can see I'm mostly just moving it with my left hand. The hand the paper is in, not my scissors. All right. So there's our little piggy ready to go. Hey, Jennifer. So glad you're all here. Okay. So we're going to grab our card base and fold that. It is a white card base again for this one. All right, then we have a couple different pieces here. So we've got a pink piece that I am going to run in this direction and basically get it close to each side, but not touching the sides. So we'll do that first. Yes, if you want to, you could stamp this with your confetti again, if you'd like to. That's an option. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this one and go the opposite direction. This one was actually cut with, whoops, with the textured, what are these called? Textured, uh-oh, I forgot. Hold on. Let me look here. Oh, I don't have them right there. Where did I put them? They're probably over here. Yeah. These are the textured notes dies. You can see one of them's not here. But that's the second one, I believe. Yeah. These are awesome. They have different textures along the edges of each one, which is really cool. So we're going to do this one going in the opposite direction. Nope, don't do that. Hopefully you guys didn't put that down yet. We're going to add this next. So this piece has been run through our exposed brick embossing folder. Just to add some texture, I'm going to go through the center of my card here with that. And then we'll add this on top. I'm glad I saw that before I did it. I would have had to take it back off. Also, if yours is like mine, it looks like it's a little long. That's okay. I can just trim that off if it bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, you can leave it. If you like it to be flush, then just trim that little bit off by flipping over your card. Okay, so we've got all that on here. Now we're going to take our Piggy and we're going to add him with dimensionals. Take off all the backs, pop him on here, and I want to leave space down here for my sentiment. Okay, so my sentiment's going to go at the base of this blue piece. So I just want, and I want him to be, I like him to look like he's on this tippy toe. So he's dancing. I just thought he looked like he was dancing, so I had to make it look that way. All right, then we're going to add some dimensionals to this piece as well. I think I'll use the sides of this. So I love to use up my bones for stuff like this. You can tear them, but I usually end up cutting them. Perfect. So I'll just pop that on there. And I'm just trying to get that straight with the blue piece that's on top of. Okay, and then we have our flags, and our flags are going to touch here, but then we need a dimensional up here on this part. So I'll just add a dimensional there. And I'll add a little dot of glue right here where it's going to touch the hand. And then we'll pop these on just like that. So cute. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add our darker embellishments. So these are the strawberry slush gems. And so I'm going to do a large one down here, small, and small. And then we'll do another large and a small up here. Okay, just like that. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love these cards. They're so cute. Yeah, I love the plaid too. It's more of a buffalo check, but yeah, definitely. Plaid, buffalo check, it's all the same. It's fine. It's all cute, right? All right, so there is our third card done. Again, you can add the gel pen for the eyes. I'll do all mine later, but you guys have seen it already, so. Okay. Number 4 is our What's Shakin' Bacon. Y'all, this is the funniest card. I love that sentiment. I don't know if I'll ever make another one of these cards without the What's Shakin' Bacon, because I just think that's so cute. Of course, it'll always be a shaker card, but yeah, I love this stamp set. I would have bought the stamp set if that's all it had. Cute. It's just so cute. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna do the What's Shakin' Bacon card. Here we go. So all of our goodies are in here. Of course, we're gonna stamp on our envelope as well. We're gonna stamp our Piggy on this piece here. Then we're also, if you want to do any confetti or anything like that on the inside, you can. You can also, you know, add a little strip of something if you want. I just had an extra piece, so I threw that in there. But I did not give that to you, but I just threw it in there because I actually just had it. We're also going to stamp on this piece here. That's our sentiment. And then we have the flag. So the rest of the stuff is going to go off to the side for right now. We're going to start with our pig, and we'll do the envelope first. Go ahead and do we're going to do the body first this time. So grab my black. I'm going to clean this off a little bit. It's gotten a little muddy since I've been stamping on it. I don't want it to be messy. I noticed my last stamp was a little messy. Okay, so we'll add this on here. I'm going to try to do the whole piggy. Let's see how that looks. All right, so for this piece, the important part is the belly. So I'm not going to show you yet because I'm not ready, but we want to stamp so that the belly, the round part is in the inside of the belly, okay? And yes, I did still do it kind of where this foot is at the bottom, but you can do it however you want. So I just want that belly to be as far down as possible. If it's too far up into the neck, then your face is gonna cover it. So make sure that it's far enough down that it's almost right up against these two little, what am I calling, like circles, the little spots or whatever. Let's see. What about there? Commit. Okay. Decide and commit. Okay. Hopefully that's close enough. All right, so there is our body. Now, because this has been die cut first, if you get this little, do you guys see this little bump? This is because there's a die cut line there. You can use our journaling pen, our new journaling pen. If you guys didn't see my tip Tuesday about the journaling pens, watch it. It's awesome. You can come back in with your journaling pen and just fill in where your stamp doesn't quite do its thing. Yeah, they're awesome. Get those journaling pens. You get a pack of 3, by the way. They're awesome. Okay, and then we'll do the head. And you can do whatever angle you want with this. If you don't get it perfect with the body, let me show you something. Hold on. And yes, it is off to the side. Mine's a little further over than I planned. That's okay. So you might see here I didn't connect. That's okay. Again, you can come in with this journaling pen and finish the line just like that. It works. It's awesome. Everyone should have these. These are awesome. These are the new Stampin' Up! Journaling pens. It's a 0.4 felt tip, and I love it. So good. Okay. And then we're also going to add, and this is okay because we're going to have a sentiment right here, so it's fine that it's a little over to the side. We kind of did that on purpose. All right, so, and then I'm going to do, mine's a little further than I wanted, but that's okay. The little face on our card. I mean, our envelope. Okay. All right, whoops, I need that. Hold on. Let me set these aside. I'm going to grab the flag. Gotcha, Ruthie. We're going to go ahead and do our flag again. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab my strawberry slush. And we're going to stamp the What's Shakin' Bacon on this. So cute. Just like that. All right, let's do some coloring. So we're going to start with the flags, and for this one I did the petal, I did it again, Pretty in Pink. Whoops. So I'm going to start with the dark, and we're just going to, hold on, let me put this on here, it'll hold it a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and do the bottom and the left side of things, and anything where there would be shadow with the dark, and then with the light, I'll fill in all of this. Then I'm going to grab a smoky slate, or you could do basic gray. It's up to you. And with smoky slate, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom and side of the front flag, and with the back flag, I'm going to just color it all in. And then for this, I'm going to blend that in, just like that. Okay, so there's my flag done. Now we're going to need both of those colors again, plus we need the strawberry slush for our next part, which is our piggy. So here's our piggy. For our envelope, we're going to pop the paper in there and do the same thing. I'm not going to color him right now because he's the same. So just color him the same as you did before, but this time on the envelope, you can change the hoofs to gray if you want to. I recommend it just because that's why I added the gray. So just add the gray in there. So I'm just going to use the Smoky Slate Dark and do his little hoofs in Smoky Slate Dark. Pigs don't normally have pink hoofs, so I did one with gray because I thought it'd be cute. So there you have it. So that's done. All right, then we're going to come back and do the light, the light strawberry slush on our spots as we've done before. And our nose, of course. like that, and do the same thing on your envelope. And then we'll do the pretty in pink dark for our shading. Bottom of the legs there. Bottom of this ear and a little bit right there. Okay. Oh, and his chin. I like to do his chin. His little dimple. Okay. So then we'll come back in and blend everything in. Remember, it's super important to go over the spots that are colored with the dark pink as well, because they won't blend in if you don't. So make sure you go over those. All right. Do the body. We have a little less to do on this one since we don't have a good portion of the belly. Actually makes it go a little faster. All right, ta-da! Okay, so that's done. Oops. And then we're gonna take our What's Shakin' Bacon. Where am I going on the road to catch replay? Oh, Ruthie. No telling. So I'm going to basically cut this straight across the top of the sentiment, and then I'm going to round out the edges and come around the sentiment. And then I come around and then I go straight in and follow that. So I'm not trying to do anything super fancy. It's just a simple kind of bubble around my sentiment. So I'm really only following the edge of these letters, not the bottom. And then I'll go around the comma here. And then around the apostrophe. Oops. Try to round that out a little bit. You could also do that straight across if you want. As simple as you want, or as complicated as you want. So that's it. Just want to make this low profile, basically. Okay. So our next step, we need these two pieces. We're going to be adding our shaker bits and everything to this. This will go behind here, and then this goes on here. So we're going to, actually we can skip that piece. Let's just go straight to this. Okay, so we're going to grab our little shaker piece, and on the top of this you have a release paper, and on the bottom you want to take this top one off. So with the dome up, you want to take the top release paper off. Okay, and we're going to set that down, and I'm going to add this right on top. Okay, and I like to make sure with my bone folder that this is attached nicely all the way around. Okay, so that gives us our little belly. We're going to flip that over, and we're going to add our shaker bits. These are really cool shaker bits, by the way. They have like some little, if you haven't looked at it closely, these pieces right here are like what we call unicorn skin, or like a holographic, not holographic technically, but it's like a multi-toned AB, if you want to call it paper, but it's been wound into a little cylinder. And so they're like little bitty cylinders of unicorn skin. It's so cute. So there's those, and then there's also the sequins that are circles and stars. And so there's all these beautiful colors in there. So cute. And then we're going to take this layer. Be very careful because you don't want to make these jump out. So I'm going to take this layer of release paper off. And then I have my little square of Pretty in Pink, and I'm just going to add that on here. And again, I'm going to flip that over carefully and just make sure everything sticks really well. And you have your shaker. So you could technically add this type of shaker to anything, a bag, a whatever. Obviously we're adding it to a card, but they're super fun. So then we're going to take our card base, and you do have another piece of white here that's going to go on the inside for your, hold on, I need a sip. For your insert for your card. Sorry about that. And so I'm going to add that in real quick. Yeah, the shaker bits are so pretty. Like one of the things I love is shaker cards, so I kind of collect shaker bits, you know? These are gorgeous. I love them. I think they're beautiful. Okay. We've had lots of cool ones, but those are really cool. All right, and then we're going to take our designer series paper, and we're going to add this on. So now we have a traditional plaid piece here, which I love. Actually, I don't even know if I could call this traditional plaid. It's definitely different. Okay, so then we're going to add our layer of strawberry slush again. Isn't this a beautiful pink, the strawberry slush? If you haven't had this in your hands already and you're just now seeing it, what do you think? Because I think it's a beautiful pink. It isn't. I'm not a pink person, but this is a really pretty pink. These two pinks together are fantastic. They're both beautiful pinks. Like, I think these two pinks put Flirty Flamingo to shame. I'm just saying. I like Flirty Flamingo, but man, I just love these two pinks. They're really great. Okay, so we're going to add this piece on. So what I'm going to do, it's really hard to put adhesive on here. Of course, you could go ahead and try it. I have done it in the past, but because of the size of this, it's just weird. So little tip is just come over here. Just don't go all the way to the edge. So we're just going to kind of come in a little bit, and I'm going to add my adhesive here. I'm adding a little extra because this is a shaker card. And then I'll add my piece on top. Just be careful about your spacing with your tape. Okay, and I got a little bit of glue there, so let me just get that off. All right, so there's our little piggy. And yes, he is at an angle. He's supposed to be, because we were going to add this right here. So we wanted this little area to be a little bit open. So I'm going to add this here with some dimensionals. I gotta grab a new thing here. And I'm gonna cut one of these in half, or you could use the sides, it's up to you. Whoops, let go of me. Just like that. We're going to pop this on here. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then we have our little flags again, and we're going to add dimensionals, or a dimensional to that. This one's your favorite because it's a shaker. Yes, you can get more shaker domes. You can get them up on my website. Just put in shaker, it'll pop up. All the shaker bits, the shaker dome, if you just put in shaker, it'll pop up. I am going to add a little bit of glue to the base again where he's holding it. I mean, this is my favorite too because it's a shaker, you know. But that's, you know, that's a given because I love shakers. All right. So we've got our little flags. Oh, he's so cute. What's shaking, Bacon? Love him. And again, like I said, you can add your gel pen to this. Oops, let's do our embellishments first. So we've got the light pink for this one. I'm going to add a large down here, up here, and a small. So you're going to have one large and one small left. You have one large and one small left from the dark pink, and then you're going to have all of the clear. Those all are going to be part of our layout, so don't get rid of those. If you didn't get the layout, then you have extras. Okay, so we have all of our little embellishment pieces on, and then of course, like I said, if you have the gel pen, or if you want it, this particular one that leaves everything shiny, I love it so much. And I do like to do 2 layers on bigger eyes like that. So, but yeah, this is a great, this glaze pen is awesome. Okay, so there is our last card. So cute. Oh my gosh, don't go anywhere. If you're done, don't go anywhere, because we have the layout to go. But before we do that, I'm going to do quick announcements and the drawing for free product, so that if you do want to leave and not stay for the layout, you don't have to. But if you want to stick around for the layout, by all means, you can do that as well. So don't go anywhere, okay? All right, quick announcements. The deadline for the In Color Club is fast approaching. It is June 14th. I cannot believe we're here. Like, how is half the year gone? Like, how does this happen? That is the benefit of the shaker domes, is they go together really quickly. Yeah. So using the strips is fine for making shakers, and I do it all the time, but it is a little bit quicker to use a dome. For sure. Oh, I'm glad you like the cards. Good. So for those of you that want to do the In Color Club, don't miss it. The deadline is the 14th. This is doing all 5 of the In colors, which you guys saw today. Strawberry Slush, here on top, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. So our 5 new In colors. You're going to get 1 each month for 5 months in this club. And I did have to pull some things from this for today, so let me pull this back out. Where's our... Okay. And also, I'm missing the designer series paper from this. So you're going to get 8 things every month. You're going to get a full pack of the paper. You're going to get the ink pad, the ink refill, and the ink marker. That's all water-based, okay? So you can refill the markers and the ink pads with the ink refill. Then you have your alcohol-based ink blends that you saw me use today. You have the ribbon, and you have the designer series paper. So all 7 of those things, plus the 8th thing, which is a card kit designed by me, that we'll do for that month's color, and we'll put it together live, all those things, super fun. You get the PDF that goes with it and everything. So all 8 of those items for $66 for each of the 5 months, and you get 1 color each of the months. So we're going to start with Strawberry Slush, and the payment is due by the 14th of each of those months. I can send a reminder, or you can pay it all up front if you'd prefer. That works too. If I need to ship it to you, there's a little shipping charge on that as well. And you will get a free pack of the 25-27 In Color embellishments for participating in the club. So that's just a special gift from me. That's an add-on for you guys. So you can get all of the things. Now, for those of you that are demonstrators, maybe you've already purchased all the color stuff but you want my card kits, by all means, you can purchase the card kits. Let's see, I have a little flyer for that. You can purchase the card kits, and you'll get the PDF and, of course, the Facebook Live for $15 plus 5 shipping if I need to send it to you. So it's $15 total for all 5 card kits, PDF, and the lives. So if I have to send it to you, it's a total of $20. Or you can get just the PDF for the 5 card kits for $10. So it's a nominal fee, you guys. It just kind of pays for my time. And so anyway, if you guys are interested in that, that is always an option too. But remember, the deadline for the card kits or the full club is the 14th. Okay. Also, quick reminder that we have coming up this amazing album retreat, and I now have the product in hand. So I'm going to be able to show you guys. So if you haven't heard me talk about this yet, this is an amazing retreat that's coming up July 16th through the 18th. Yes, it's a retreat. It is a virtual retreat, which means it's online. But it is recorded. Therefore, if you can't be on at any time, which there's going to be times I can't be on live, I will be able to go back and watch the recordings. So that will be available for you guys after the fact. To be a part of the retreat, you just purchase the kit, and then you will automatically get invited to the retreat. It is $250. If you're a demonstrator, yes, you get your 20 or more % discount off of that, which is awesome. So I hope that works out for everybody. I love it. I think it's amazing, and I cannot wait to show you guys this. So you get 12 months. It is a full album of scrapbook layouts for that price. You get 12 full packs of layout, and I'll just show you kind of here. I'm going to show you all this in just a second, but you get a lot of stuff. So you get all the layout packs, you get all these extra things that get used in it, the photo mats, embellishments, ribbon, flip flaps. You get the pocket protectors, and you get 4 full stamp sets. So let me show you what this looks like, because I know you guys are curious. Okay, so let me kind of show you here. Let me grab all this. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. It comes in its own box. It is a lot of stuff. And I don't want to drop any of it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. All this plastic, it makes everything slippery. Okay. So you're going to get 12 months. You see how they have project on them? So you get 12 months of goodies. All these projects have the pieces cut and ready to go. Do you see this? Like, it is all ready to go for you. All 12 months have everything that needs to be cut, already cut and ready to go. You're just going to assemble. So there's all of that. Then you also get this, which is a bunch of punch outs that you can stamp on. You'll see the stamps here in just a minute. So these are all the stamp out pieces. And I think there's a lot extra in there, by the way. Just looking at it, I can tell you that there is. You're also going to get in the box all of these punch outs that are pieces for the different layouts. And so you can punch them out, and then they have the project numbers on the back. Do you see that? So it's got like all these different projects written on the back, so you know what they go to. So you can add them to your folders. So there's all of that in there. There's also this pack that has some embossed, it's like a clear embossing on it, and it's got pieces. There's several different pieces in here. You've got the kind of sunbeam look, you've got a flowery look, and I can't remember if there's anything else in there, I forget. Anyway, so there's all of that. There's also these punch outs, which are your months. All of your big month punch outs are in here. You have all of your pocket protectors. So you got 12 of those. It's slippery, you guys. All this plastic. It's like falling everywhere. I just got it in, so I've got it. And then you get this little pack, which I'm going to show you really quickly. It has your full pack of embellishments, the natural matte dots, which I use all the time. Your white twine. You get a huge pack of photo mats to work with and figure out where you're going to put things. Put those back in there. You also have all of the flip flaps, which I think I lost one. There it is. I think there's 6 in here. Yeah, there's 6 of the 3x3. Yep, these are the 3x3 flip flaps. And you get all of your stamps. Yes, there's a lot of stamps. There are 4 packs of stamps. Hold on, I can't tell if this, why is that stuck? Yep, it's stuck. Okay, so you have 4 packages, or 4 of these, of stamps, and there's 2 per thing. So you have, see this? It's a lot of stamps, you guys. So you have this one that is an alphabet plus some other images, and then this one that has sentiments and other images, and they're shown at very small, like 70% on here, because they're much larger than that. You can see them on this side upside down. So you have all of these stamps that you're getting in here as well, and they're super cute. I really like them. Of course, I love alphabet, and you know, these have like not months, seasons and some other sentiments on there. And then I mean, you've got all these really cute images, and of course you'll be able to use these over and over and over and over again. So really, really cool. If you guys are interested in this retreat, it is worth getting. It is going to be while supplies last, so I encourage you to get it as soon as you're able. And please, if you're not a demonstrator, consider purchasing it from me. But if you aren't a demonstrator, I do recommend joining to get the discount, and then buy it, because oh my gosh, why not get the discount on it too, right? Like, I mean, that makes sense to me, but it's just me, whatever. You guys can do whatever floats your boat. So anyway, that is the really cool virtual album retreat. I hope you guys will join me for that. All right. Also, if you would like to receive my creative inspiration calendar totally for free, it has not gone out for this month. I am so sorry. I have been behind. I've been trying to play catch up, you guys. It is going out today. That is my bad, and I'm sorry. It happens from time to time, but I will get it out today. This is the calendar I send out every month, usually on or around the 25th of the month for the upcoming month. It includes all of my Facebook Lives, and then it has a prompt for all of the other days, so you can do something creative every day of the month. And then, of course, it also has my contact information and my information about my Facebook Lives, and it's cute. I try to make them cute. This one has Stitch playing in the sand, which is absolutely adorable. So hopefully you guys enjoy these and keep getting lots of good ideas and inspiration from them. Okay, that is all the announcements. So it is now time for our prize drawing. And in order to be a part of the prize drawing, you're going to want to make sure you've commented. If you haven't commented, you're not going to be in it. So please comment right now if you'd like to be a part of the prize drawing. I haven't set up my little things here. So what's today? The 7th? Yeah. 6, 7. So if you guys will give me a drum roll, I'll put out some goodies for you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to write fast here. And we'll do one live, and then we'll do one drawing next week, so that those of you who watch the replay have a chance to win as well. And so that means we're going to grab this one from 2 weeks ago. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah. No. Week ago? 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Yeah. 2 weeks ago. I can do math, I swear. Oh, goodness. Okay. So let me put out some goodies. Thank you for all the drum rolls. I appreciate it. Those count as a comment too, so that's nice for you. Phyllis, I get a kick out of when you just say comment. Oh, yeah, no, Flo, you haven't lost it. I'm just behind. It's a mess. I know. I'm a mess. Okay. You can get a random designer series paper sample pack. This is random, you guys. What you see here is not necessarily what you're going to get. It has lots of different papers in there from different packs. They're random designer series papers. There's 12 in here. So you will get 12 pieces of random designer series paper. You can also get my Stampin' Up, yes. My Stampin' Up, it is from Stampin' Up. My Stampin' blocks, these are the D size block, but they're the flat style. So we've got those. And then we've also got the Pick 4 ink spots. If you choose this option, I will send you a list of all the colors that I have available to choose from. So it's not the colors you see here. It's 4 ink spots of your choice. We also have the gold holly leaves, which are embellishments that are kind of like a fabric embellishment that have gold foil or gold thread rather going through them. These are super cute. And of course you can get the little chiseler from me as well. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from today's video first. So I'm going to grab the link from this video. Hopefully you have commented. And I'm going to pop that in the random Facebook comment picker and get all the comments. And I'm going to hit start. So how many of you have joined me over on YouTube? If you haven't yet, please do so. I am posting all of my replays over there, so you will also have the opportunity to watch from YouTube. It would be very helpful to me if you guys do that. Okay, so our winner for today is Jennifer Jennings. Jennifer, if you are still on, please pick a prize and put it in the comments. And I want to say that you won a drawing the other day and I hadn't heard back from you. But it may have been too long ago. If you wait longer than a month, then I just drop it. So, Jennifer, if you are still on, definitely make sure to tell me what you want in the comments. And then I need you to text me your, here's my phone number. Text me your address so that I can get it sent to you, whatever you pick. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here to the video from May 24th, which is the drawing that we're doing today. That's the replay. And so I'm going to grab that link and we're going to pop this in here. For those of you staying for the layout, we're almost there. And you can stay for the layout even if you didn't purchase it. If you just want to watch, that's always welcome. You can always get ideas for cards from layouts too. So even if you don't scrapbook, it can be fun. All right, so I'm going to hit start. That had a lot of comments on it. Wow. And our winner for this is, oh, and she's asked me to skip her. So let's try again. Jolene Smallwood. Congratulations to Jolene Smallwood. You have won for that video. Please pick a prize and put it in the comments. I don't know if you're on today, so if you're not on today, I will text you and let you know. Okay, so I don't see a comment from Jennifer Jennings, so she may have jumped off. If somebody knows her, please let her know that she's won and she needs to contact me or she's going to miss out again. Because I'm pretty sure she won like a month or two ago and I hate for her to miss out on that. So congratulations to Jennifer and Jolene. Please pick your prize and let me know. Okay. So for the rest of you, if you'd like to stick around here for the layout, let me put this away real quick. And sorry, that was loud. All right. This is such a cute layout, so you guys are going to love it. All right. So I need to move a couple of things real quick. Bear with me one second. All right, so here is the layout that we're doing. In your pack that looks like this, you did get a PDF with all of the instructions. If you would like to purchase that from me because you didn't get the kit, you can, but this is what the layout looks like. So in you always get a free page protector from me as well. Stampin' Up copied me. No, just kidding. They didn't. I don't know why they chose to do that, but it is what I've always done. I was like, hey, they're doing that too with the with the workshop. So okay. We do have a little bag of goodies for this one as well. Plus you're going to need your embellishments that we saved from the card kit for this too. So I'm just gonna dump all these little goodies in here. Don't lose your little dot for your eye. Make sure you grab that. Or not your eye, it's for the exclamation mark. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking it was for an eye. There's no eye. Okay. So we have all of our little pieces. And if this stayed together in the mail for you, probably not. On the left-hand page, you're going to have Strawberry Slush, Shy Shamrock, and this white piece that's been run through the basics folder. And then you're going to have these two pieces. Set these aside. We're actually going to be using those to stamp on. So, but set these two to your left. And then on the other side, you're going to have the same two colors, Shy Shamrock and Strawberry. And then you have this Designer Series paper piece. You have this white square that's got the textured notes rectangle. And then you have the 3 squares. So these 2 squares that are white, we're also going to stamp on. So I'm going to pop those over there. And then I'm going to just put these to my right-hand side. Now we're going to do our borders real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this white piece and we want to start in the center, and we're going to just basically rip, controlled tear down the center of this white piece, because we're going to use one side on each side of our layout. So I'm right-handed, so my right side is tearing towards myself. If you're left-handed, do it the opposite way. It's fine. And then I'm going to flip this one over this way so that I have the torn edge showing. So it was like this, but I'm going to flip this one over so that I have the torn edge showing on the top for each side. Okay, so I've got this one on this side, this one on this side. Same thing with our green pieces and our pink pieces. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these. Now these are the two-sided 12 by 12 papers. If you've never played with these, they're awesome. You can choose to use either side, whichever one you prefer. So I think I'll use the light. So we're going to use the light side. I did the dark on the other one, so we'll do this one. It'll be a contrast. Okay. So I'm going to start by adding this piece all the way to the edge of my paper. Bye, Sue. Bye, Lori. Okay, so we're going to add this to the edge. I like to use my thumb against the edge, and you guys can never see it when I do that. Can you see it? If I do it right at the edge, maybe? I think I moved my... When did that change? I put something up here and it changed, didn't I? Let's see if I can get it to go back. Nope, it doesn't want to change, so I'm going to pull this down. Okay. Can you guys see everything? Sorry about that. Okay, so I added that. Then I'm going to add the white piece right next to that. And you can do that by either adding your seal, or you can do a fine bead of, and I mean, I do a really fine bead of green glue. And I'm just going to put this right up against it, just flush with the edge. Just like that. People say you have wiggle room with white glue, but it's not entirely true. Because that definitely didn't give me any wiggle room. Oh well, it's fine. It's close enough. I'm just going to trim off the edge here. It's okay. My Designer Series paper went off the edge a little bit too. All right, close enough. All right, then I'm going to take my green piece and I'm going to just overlap those two pieces so that we just have a little bit of the white tear showing, basically. That was more than I planned on using. That's okay. So we're just going to add that on. Try to get it straight across there, just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the other side. Make sure that you're on the same side of your paper. So I'm doing the light. You can do either one. Again, I'm gonna add the pink piece first. All right, and then we're gonna add the white. So I'll just do a really fine bead of white glue, green glue, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm seeing that that's bubbled. Why is that bubbled? I don't want that, so I'm gonna just check it real quick. I don't know how that happened. Try not to touch that green glue. Somehow this got off. Y'all bear with me. I want to make sure it's straight. I don't want this to be bubbled up. If you don't have a little chiseler, you need one. They're amazing. They save me all the time. Okay, let's see. I don't know how that got bubbled up. That's really weird. It happens. Okay, so we're just gonna add our white piece on here, right up against the pink. My white paper is a little long. All right, and then we're gonna take our green piece and add that on, just as we did before. Just like so. And that'll be our right hand page. Okay, so starting with our left hand page, actually, you know what, I'm gonna put that aside. I'm sorry. We're going to do our stamping real quick first. If you have the dies, this is one of the things you can use your dies for. You can make a choice about how you do this. So if you want to do the dies, you can do the heads and the bodies separate. You can also just do them separate and fussy cut. That's up to you. Or you can do the bodies whole and then just cut them out. So that works as well. Either way is fine. We also have a flag and a hat that we're going to be stamping on. So we're going to need both of those pieces as well. And then we're going to be doing background stamping on these two little squares that look like that. So super easy. You are going to need Shy Shamrock for this, as far as your stamping goes as well. So, all right, here we go. So let me move these over to the side. I'm going to grab my Stampin' mat. So whichever way you choose to do it, if you want to do the style where you're going to cut it out with your dies, go ahead and put your head up here and your body up here. Just do them separate so that you have room in between them so that you can cut them out. If you want to do it the way we did the one card where we did one whole body, you can do that. So for the first one, I have kind of like we did the first body with the toe point. I guess I did that the same for both of them. Yeah. So we're going to basically do that, but I'm going to kind of do it up and down. So I am going to take the body and do that first with my black ink. do the head. And you can do whatever angle you want. Remember, you can always adjust if you need to add a little bit. So I'm going to take my journaling pen and just finish that line. Like so. Okay. All right, so there's our two little piggies. And then we have the hat and the, did I have it straight, flag.